Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to part second of our lecture on diversity and workplace. In the first part, we explored what the diversity means, why it is important, and how the biological characteristics and ability differences influence the people at work. Now, in this second part, we will talk about how the organization can effectively manage the diversity so that it becomes a strength instead of a source of conflict. Organizations around the world have realized that diversity doesn't automatically create inclusion. You can have a diverse workforce but still have the employees who feel excluded, unheard, or undervalued. This is why the organization must implement diversity management strategies. These strategies are not random actions, they are planned efforts designed to create a fair and supportive environment where every employee can perform and at their level best. The first step in managing the diversity is understanding and acknowledging the differences. Many workplaces ignore the diversity or pretend that the differences doesn't matter, but the differences do matter. For example, cultural differences influence the communication styles. Some cultures prefer direct communication while the others prefer indirect and polite communication. If the manager doesn't understand this, they may misinterpret the behavior as rude or confident. Understanding and respecting the differences help prevent misunderstandings and build trust. Another important strategy is providing diversity training. Diversity trainings help the employees become aware of unconscious biases. Everyone has biases, even if they believe that they are fair. For instance, an employee may trust someone who went to the same school, speaks to the same language, or belongs to the same culture without realizing that this preference is a bias. Training programs help the employees to recognize these biases and learn how to make a fair decision. Good diversity training teaches the communication skills, the conflict resolution, and cross cultural awareness. Organization must also develop fair hiring and promotion practices. Many diversity issues begin during the recruitment. If the recruitment panels are biased, they may reject the qualified candidates simply because they seem different. For example, a candidate with an unfamiliar accent or a gap in the resume due to family responsibilities may be unfairly judged. To avoid this, organizations can use structured interviews, standard evaluation criteria, and diverse hiring committees. These practices reduce the influence of personal biases. Fair promotion practices are equally important. Employees must feel that the opportunities are based on merit and not on favorism or discrimination. Transparent criteria for promotion build trust and encourage the employees to perform better. Mentoring and career development are also essential strategies for diversity management. Employees from minority groups often face more challenges because they lack role models or mentors. For example, a young female employee in the male dominated industry might feel uncertain or unsupported. A mentoring program can help gain confidence, learn new skills, and understand the organizational culture. When the organizations support the growth of diverse employees, they become more innovative and more competitive as well. Organizations must promote open communication. Employees should feel comfortable sharing their concerns, suggestions, or problems. An inclusive workplace allows the employees to speak openly without fear of judgment. Managers must create spaces where the employees feel heard. This includes regular feedback sessions, open door policies, and respectful conversations. When the employees believe their opinions matter, they feel valued and contribute more actively. Another key strategy is building an inclusive culture. Inclusion means creating a workplace where everyone feels that they belong. Diversity alone is not enough unless the people feel, you can say, included. For instance, an organization may hire the employees from different countries, but if the office culture only values the way of communication or of one type of personally, the other employees may feel excluded. Inclusion means accepting different working styles, allowing flexibilities, and celebrating the differences. Some companies celebrate cultural festivities uh, and accommodate the religious practices, and other offer flexible leave policies to support the family strength and they feel included. These actions strengthen their workplace harmony. Supporting the employees with disabilities is also an important part of diversity management. Organizations can provide special equipment like screen readers for visually impaired employees, or ramps and assistance for accessible washrooms for employees with the physical disabilities. They can also offer flexible working hours or remote work options. When the employees with disabilities receive proper support, they perform as well as others do and often demonstrate higher level of commitment. So the accessibility is not basically a charity, it is equality. Managing generational diversity is also important. Younger employees may prefer digital communication and quick feedback, while the older employees may prefer face to face meetings and detailed instructions. Managers must balance these preferences. For example, a team leader can use digital tools for quick updates but still hold uh, occasional in person meetings for deeper discussions. When the different generations respect each other's strength, the teamwork improves as a result. Organizations must enforce zero tolerance policies toward the discrimination and harassment. Employees must feel safe if someone faces unfair treatment due to gender, ethnicity, disability, or any other factor. The organization must immediately take some action against it. Clear reporting system and protective policies build trust. When the employees know that they are protected, they perform better and they feel better. So the rewarding system and system of inclusion, or you can say inclusive behavior, is another effective strategy. Employees who promote teamwork, support the colleagues from different backgrounds, and help create a positive culture should be recognized. When the inclusive behavior is rewarded, employees learn that the diversity is not just a policy, but it's a value. Another important element is leadership. Leadership plays a major role. Leaders set the tone for diversity. If the leaders show respect, fairness, and openness, employees will follow that. But if the leader shows favorism or ignore uh, discrimination or ignore diversity initiatives, the leaders must be the role models for promoting the inclusive behavior by listening to employees, by encouraging their participation and resolving the conflicts fairly. Leaders who embraces diversity create strong teams. So the modern organizations must also use the data. That also helps to identify the gaps. For example, if the company data shows that very few women reach senior leadership, or the employees with disabilities are rarely hired, the organization can investigate the cause and take corrective action according to their data insights. Data makes the diversity management more scientific and more effective. In the end, the diversity management is not a one time event. It's the ongoing process. So the organizations must continuously review their policies, train their employees. They should listen to the feedback and can improve the environment. When the organization invests in diversity and inclusion, they become even more productive, even more creative, more acceptable, and more successful. And on the other hand, as a result, employees will feel respected, valued, and motivated. So, diversity is a strength, but only when it is nurtured by understanding differences, supporting all the employees, removing biases, and building inclusive cultures. The organization can create the workplaces where everyone can contribute and survive successfully. So, this was all for the lecture of diversity and inclusion in organization behavior, and we will be back in our next lecture. Till then, take good care of yourself and Allah Hafiz.